Really quite an accomplishment for Geneviève. This is her first poetry and art collection, and so it's really a big deal, and the day is finally here. It's been a 3-year process, long and painstaking at sometimes for Geneviève, but not so painstaking at others, and she's here, and it's fabulous and it's glorious. And most of what you'll find in this book is from the last 5 years of her life, though there are some poems that date back up to 15 years ago. And I need my paper. I apologize. Yes. So, Geneviève has been writing since she was about 8 years old. She started with journaling, and it has evolved into what you see today, and she has also been dabbling in art her entire life, and in her more recent adult years has found her preferred medium, which is Conte on paper, which to Geneviève is very natural. She feels that Conte is an extension of her fingertips, and so all the art represented in this book is Conte on paper. And she's currently working on her second book, so very excited about that. Closing the loop on this one, working on the second one, which has a little bit of a different style, but we're here to talk about this one right now. So I'm just gonna hold this. So if Geneviève has one request of you guys, it is to sit and read the entire book in one sitting or over a few days, but basically just in order, and we will get into the very specific reasons for that. So Geneviève's writing and her visual art is really transcendent. It's not a conscious process for her. When she feels something, it has to come out artistically in one way or another. And so everything that you'll find in this book, it was not planned, it was not, I mean, there was a lot of reworking and editing, but everything that you'll find, from the deeply personal to the more universal, is still personal to Geneviève. And you know, sometimes she'll write a poem and she'll realize 3 months later actually what she meant by it. It's kind of a cathartic experience and a way to work through some of life's challenges, but not really at the conscious level. And I believe that you will feel this as you read her book. So in this book you will find abyss, you will find light, and most importantly you will find the journey between the two, from abyss to light and back again, because whether or not we choose to believe it or we are aware of it, we are all on a journey in our life. And many of you know that Geneviève has a spiral tattooed on the back of her neck, and so for those of you who don't know, I am going to explain the spiral, because that is the title of the book, Weaving My Spiral Outward. And Geneviève feels that it is the greatest life lesson that she has ever been given. So, and in my teachery mode, I am now going to use my hands to illustrate. So, our life, every person's life, is a spiral, and we start living it at the very center, and it goes out and out and out, and that's the path that we walk along. And if you imagine that somebody has drawn a solid straight line through the spiral, the intersection of the curves and of the line represent the hard times in our lives, often recurring themes, history that comes up, fear, pain, oftentimes things that we think we can work through and never have to see it again, and then boom, oh, I thought I'd worked through you already, but there you are. And as we go along in our lives, when we're really young, we keep hitting those same walls, those same obstacles fairly frequently as we go along the curve. And Geneviève panicked at one point and said, but I thought I'd worked through this. And the gift is to realize that we are going to encounter the same themes, the same issues, the same pain, even if it manifests in a different form, throughout our entire lives. The trick is to know that it will come back, and then we can work with it instead of against it, and not be afraid of it, and just to be able to be an objective witness and say, oh, there you are again. And as we get older and gain more experience and do more of our inner work, which is what is displayed in this book, the time in between hitting the walls is less long, because you have longer parts of the peaceful curve that you're walking before you hit that wall. And so the poems in this book are not in order they were written necessarily, but they reflect that spiraling process, which is why she called her book something that's so dear to her heart. And so I reiterate, if she has one request, it is, if possible, in one sitting, to read this book from beginning to end. You'll be glad you did. I was glad I did. You can go back and pick apart your favorite poems later. And yes, that's it. So, without further delay, I'm so proud of her. Geneviève would like to come and share with you a couple of poems that mean a lot to her that are in this book.